everyone. Today I want to talk about Jupiter, and so many of you ask, Jupiter is meant to be this great benefic. What does that mean? What is the role of Jupiter in my natal chart? How do I understand this energy of Jupiter? Because Jupiter doesn't always bring these beneficent or good things to us. There seems to be something that we need to understand, which is very deep about the energies of Jupiter. So Jupiter originally was called Jove, and this is where we get the word jovial from, because the energy of Jupiter is about expansion, optimism, good fortune, and luck. That luck is also known as good karma, and Jupiter in our charts shows us where we bring good karma with us into this lifetime and where positive things can manifest. Jupiter was not only known as Jove, but also as Zeus, the Lord of the gods. And we know that because of Jupiter's large size, there's always this sense of expansion, of something growing bigger. And yes, this association with optimism, with luck, with joviality is very much part of the Jupiter karma, the Jupiter energy. Yet Jupiter can also be present in our charts when people pass on, because they are letting go of this mortal coil and moving on to a better place. And Jupiter can also be in our charts present when there is an excess. And we may eat too much, we may drink too much, we may have too many amorous relationships which land us in trouble. So what I'm trying to slowly bring to your attention is that it is the way that Jupiter is positioned in the chart and the way that the energies of Jupiter are used, which can either make it a positive, benefic influence in one's life, or something that needs to be worked with in order to bring more balance. Because Jupiter and Saturn in the chart are always working in tandem. Jupiter represents this good karma, this good fortune, this potential to expand our luck. Whichever house it sits in is that area of your life where you are able to reap rewards if you become aware of how Jupiter is working for you. Saturn, on the other hand, is going to show you more an area where you feel limited or restricted, and you have to work off certain karma through discipline, through hard work, through limiting yourself in some way. So once you begin to understand these energies, you can begin to see that the joviality, the optimism, the expansion of Jupiter is only a good thing in as much as we wish for that energy in our lives. If we tend to eat too much or drink too much, that Jupiter can become a force that needs to be watched and needs to be worked with. And isn't it interesting how Jupiter rules the liver in astrology, the largest organ? And when we overeat or we drink too much, addictive issues, our liver suffers. So everything is related. We know that Jupiter traditionally rules two signs, Sagittarius in its extrovert or masculine form, and Pisces in its more introvert or feminine form. And Sagittarius and Pisces are traditionally associated with the 9th and the 12th houses. And this helps us to understand the role of Jupiter, because the 9th house is linked to religion, philosophy, and law. And the 12th house is linked to spiritual karma and those things that our soul needs to work with in order to evolve. Sometimes these are deeply subconscious or hidden issues that need to come to the fore through challenging experiences in order that we grow and we learn what is our dharma, what is our path. Let's take the 9th house, the link with Sagittarius. Jupiter is so often linked with law. Zeus is the god on Mount Olympus who dispenses justice, and he's always trying to keep the universe in balance. The balance between the gods and the mortals, the balance between the energy that needs to flow. So if you have a strongly placed Jupiter in your chart, possibly in Sagittarius or maybe Libra, one of the signs connected to law, you might have a talent for law. You might also be the person in your community that is always trying to uphold the laws and to bring about true justice. Jupiter in Pisces and its association with the 12th house shows us there is always a spiritual side to Jupiter. So it doesn't matter how much excess one is experiencing through whatever kind of Jupiter you have. Jupiter in Pisces may tend towards excess, but there are still lessons to be learned which then propel us in our spiritual evolution and growth. Now, wherever Jupiter is placed in the chart, in a sign, in a house, is going to show us where we can express our good karma, but where we also seek for rewards, where we seek for feeling good, where we wish to be rewarded in life. And we could go by the elements to help us to understand this. Let's say you have Jupiter in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Those are the fire signs, and fire signs, they're always looking for some kind of recognition. So if you have Jupiter placed in those signs, you're going to hope that whatever you're doing in the world is going to be recognized, to be rewarded. This is going to be your way of finding the joy in your life, finding some joviality. And whatever house it's placed in, that's where you should put your good energy into exploring how you can express your Jupiter. I have another video series on the houses, so if you're unsure, because I don't want to go through each of the 12 houses in this video, please feel free to go back and watch it. What about if you have Jupiter in the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? You're going to look for some kind of reward or hope to be blessed in those areas where you're establishing some kind of material or competitive stance in society. You know, Jupiter is in Taurus at the moment. This is 2023 that I'm making this video. And we see so much how Jupiter wants to operate in this sign. It's a material sign. It's trying to manifest things to do with the earth, things to do with wealth. And we need to be aware of how that is going to be expressed in the chart. Virgo is a slightly different energy because when Jupiter is in Virgo, it is opposite Pisces, one of its signs of rulership. So when you have Jupiter in Virgo in your chart, you may tend to get over excessive, over inundated by details, because Virgo is a detail-orientated sign. And you need to guard against this, because that excessive orientation towards detail is against the natural nature of Jupiter, which wants to throw everything to the wind and say, let's enjoy the bounty of life. And can we do this in a just and responsible way while still having a good time? Jupiter in Capricorn, there's also this element that there's going to be some kind of restriction placed on the expansive nature of Jupiter, because Capricorn is a sign that is ruled by Saturn, that planet that wants to restrict us and teach us self-discipline. So for those of you with Jupiter in Capricorn, you may find that you're not the life and soul of the party, that you know when you've had enough, and you're very clear on how you need to establish your material aims in life. What about if you have Jupiter in air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? So you are those people that seek for reward in a social setting. The air signs are always social in astrology. They crave interaction, they crave communication, and they like to be with others, share ideas, spread their influence of ideas. So if you have Jupiter in one of those signs in your natal chart, you're into communication, you may be involved in publishing, you may be involved in research that has to do with ideas, and allow your Jupiter room to breathe. See which area of your chart it's in. That's where you find your joy, and usually through social acceptance, some kind of work for the group. And finally, water signs. Do you have Jupiter in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces? When it's in a water sign, Jupiter is seeking for emotional reward, emotional satisfaction. With Scorpio, there's going to be this element of going deep emotionally, maybe into the occult, researching things, hidden knowledge, that then brings about emotional satisfaction and reward. Jupiter in Cancer can be very abundant. There's an abundance, generosity, wanting to have things so you can share them. Lots of food, lots of soft cushions, a beautiful home. And one also has to watch this. Is there a tendency towards excess, over-nurturing, overspending? How do we keep that good karma flowing? And it's all about balance. Check out your Jupiter in relation to your Saturn. Are they helping each other? And are there some small adjustments you can make in your daily life that will enable your Jupiter to come more into balance? Jupiter definitely needs to let its hair down sometimes. If you think of Zeus and all the myths about Zeus, they are sharing with us how Jupiter operates in the chart. So let's wrap it up today by concluding that while Saturn is teaching through discipline, hard work, and delay, Jupiter is teaching through expansion, through reward, through wealth, through hope and joviality. And simply by becoming very, very aware of how these energies are operating in our lives, we can start to understand that as we sow, so we reap. Because Saturn and Jupiter are prime indicators of karma in the chart. And this is karma over lifetimes. We're not talking about instant karma here. We're talking about energies that we bring in and also energies that we take out with us. So I wish you all the very best manage your Jupiter, enjoy your Jupiter, and spread generosity and abundance through your Jupiter. Until next time.